Mr. Jules Galli of Levara. Welcome to LINEA ROCK.
Thank you for having me. Buonasera.
Buonasera. Good to have you. So, Jules, sounds like you have French origins, even if your surname sounds a bit Italian, but you were born in LA. So let's start from the beginning. How did you meet Trev? Look at her.
So actually, I was born in France.
Okay.
French, but yes, Galli is from Italy. My great-grandparents were Italian. So then I moved here and to pursue music, and I met Trev and Josh for a session in a studio. They were looking for a singer. Trev and Josh had worked on a super awesome rock instrumental and needed a singer. So Trev and I had bumped into each other in the club scene in LA. I would sing live with many musicians in the clubs in Hollywood. And he thought that I could be a good fit. So sent me the song. I wrote the melody and the lyrics to it, sent it back. They loved it. So they thought, hey, let's record it just for fun, just one song. There was no name, no band, just musicians having fun.
Okay. So it was like not a sort of audition. It was just a jam, a meeting, something like that?
Yes.
Levara genre is difficult to frame exactly. And I use the term frame because you use the cover, which seems, a canvas in a sense. Somebody called it pop and roll. Somebody is calling it melodic rock, AOR. It depends. But okay, never judge the book by its cover. But the fact that the cover of the record looks like a stain of various colors is meant to be, in a sense, a declaration of intent. Is music just like painting a canvas for you guys?
I love the way you put that question together. Visual art and music, I mean, it's all art, right? So yes, I would say absolutely. When we listen to music and you close your eyes, if it's great music and it moves you, it will give you some sense of colors, shapes, just visuals. So I think it was just a normal thing that we came up with something colorful, something that matched the music video of Automatic, because Automatic was the song that set up our whole album, our overall sound, the pop and rock and roll together. I love pop and roll, by the way. This is cool. Like, I love and melodies is everything. So yeah, anything that people call it, it's fine. We're going to categorize it. We're human beings. That's what we do. As long as people enjoy the music and it moves them, that's cool. Really happy about that.
The record is done since a year now, and the singles you have released as an anticipation for it had a great response on YouTube, for example, making it maybe for you even a bigger responsibility now to release the album. You have maybe retouched up something in the meantime, with the pandemic that delayed everything, giving you extra time. And how long did it take actually to write and record? How old is, the older track on the record?
So, yeah, great question. The pandemic changed everything last minute. So we were lucky that we finished the album right as the lockdown in Los Angeles happened. And then we had to be patient, obviously. The good thing about us waiting is that it gave us more time to create videos. I don't think it was planned to try to make a video for each singles. We were going to do Automatic, and then the album was going to come out right away. So it's kind of cool that we had the opportunity to do more work in the meantime. Musically speaking, the record and all, it was finished and it was finished. That's it. Finito.
Finito.
And the oldest song on the album is actually a song called Just a Man. We used to play it. We toured that song in Europe and when we were still called another name. Mm-hmm. But we rewrote it. We basically merged it with a whole new song. So Just a Man has the chorus of the original song, which was maybe 3 years old now, and but it's a whole new song. And then Automatic is also the older song, because we wrote it. We started it on tour with opening for Foreigner, and when we came back to Los Angeles, we took Automatic and the new version of Just a Man, and we recorded those two songs, which then gave us our record deal with Mascot. So it feels like a long time ago, but really it was only 2019, July 2019, when we started that project, the Levara, with Automatic and Just a Man.
Yeah. And Automatic, by the way, is Steve Lukather's favorite track, because when I did the interview with him, that's the song he picked of Levara to play. So did you know that?
I didn't know. I think he always says that he loves every song, so I'm glad.
Cool. He's a proud dad. Okay. I interviewed Steve Lukather, as I told you, recently, and we also talked about Levara. He's a proud dad, but he said that you have chosen by mutual agreement to avoid any musical collaboration with him for now. And it's crazy if you think about it, almost a paradox. I mean, it would be everyone's wild dream to be able to reach such a legend like Luke. And for you, as part of the family, the best choice become, to avoid to collaborate with him. So what do you think about that? Do you consider it, a paradox as well?
Yeah, it is. From the outside looking in, it does seem like a paradox. You'd be thinking, like, why wouldn't you do it, like, right away, kind of thing, because it is an exceptional opportunity. But for us as a band, and I know for Trev too personally, we want to make our own path. We want to make our own mark musically, and to go with Steve on the first record would maybe, it just felt like we really needed to do it on our own thing. And Trev got all of the good stuff from his father, so I think we didn't fall too far away from working with Lukather, with Steve, in a way. The rock royalty is still part of the band, even though he didn't play on it.
Okay, no Steve Lukather, but you called David. You called David Paich of Toto and Steve Perry X Journey as guests. Two maestros of rock, and they're both friends, of Trev for a long time. Did they also help for songwriting in the songs that they were collaborating in? I guess, their huge experience as musicians pushed them maybe to give opinions and suggest here and there, like naturally, it comes naturally for them. How did it work for you?
Wow, that was incredible, because Steve Perry came just to hang out at first, just to be there. He made sure to come on a vocal session. So I was, as you imagine, very nervous, and he couldn't have been more supportive. He was very, very pleasant to be around, and like our own mentor. Mm-hmm. The songs were all written, so nothing really changed for that. But as far as inflections, like, hey Jules, what if you sang this note here? That happened, and I was, formidable. That was just the best school that we've never had. Steve ended up loving the music so much that he asked us if he could sing harmonies with us. So that was like, what's going on? Are you serious? We're just looking at each other in the studio like, Steve Perry is asking about what are the lyrics in this chorus? Are you kidding me? And then it's like, can I sing harmonies? Can we go in the hallway and sing together? We're like, what? Yes, please. Like, incredible. He also helped with some guitar solos for Chameleon. He and Trev wrote the guitar solo together.
Oh, and wow.
In the tracks and the stems, you can actually hear, we can actually hear Steve singing the guitar solo super high. Incredible vocal. So that happened, and it definitely, I think, raised the bar. And then Paich played on 2 songs that are part of the deluxe songs, played piano. He was very supportive as well, and as I said, the songs were written, but he loved them, so you didn't really have to change anything. He just raised the bar, brought his magic touch to it, and that was I think the very final piece of music that was added to the whole bit is David Paich playing piano on 2 songs before we sent it to the mix. That was incredible. Yeah. Very fortunate to have experienced that on our first album. I mean, that is beyond fortunate.
Yeah. And I'm impressed that you say that, Steve Perry helped also writing the guitar solo. So maybe that means that it was a habit also in Journey for him to help Nilsson, putting together his parts. Oh, okay.
He did talk about that because he said, guitar players are so talented. You can play, not like a vocal, you can play much more. You can play fast, you can add a bunch of licks and things like that. And that's really cool. But at the end of the day, your electric guitar is like a voice, and you need to sing melodies with a voice so people can latch onto it, remember it, sing along, right? So he always made sure that in Journey that component was present. So he would let Neil do his thing, but then he would say, hey, you remember that little bit that you played 8 bars before? Repeat this here. So he did the same thing on a few solos. Trev had every solos done, and most of them he did it all on his own. But some songs, Perry thought it could be even better and even more memorable. So let's sing a melody with your guitar. And who better than the voice to work on that with Trev?
Very interesting. Now we will see the video of Chameleon, which features Steve Perry. And many well-known faces are in the video. Steve Perry is featured in the song, in the studio recording. Was it your idea to have, a video like this with all the faces? Does it have a particular meaning? How is it combined with the lyrics of the songs? And also the idea of the color, coming in during the guitar solo was a choice that you've done on purpose?
Yes, the video of Chameleon really brought a new dimension to the song. Earlier, when you were talking about music and visual and art all being one, I think this video is a great example of how a visual can create a whole new world for a song. Yeah. When I wrote the lyrics of Chameleon, I never imagined it to be so happy, such a positive. It was all about the chameleon needing to hide and camouflage to survive. Yeah. In the video, we completely broke the chains of camouflaging yourself and said, no, you need to show yourself. We are all one, we're all different, but yet we're all part of this same chameleon camouflage, and we create beautiful tapestry of colors, backgrounds, belief systems, so to speak, and so on and so forth. I think Jake Hayes, who is our videographer, director, and overall visual mastermind, came up with the idea of having so many faces of our friends, of our circle, family and friends. And it was always meant to be black and white at first, but I thought, hey, why not bring in the colors? If we're gonna open up the let's not hide anymore, let's also bring the colors to come back to the chameleon concept. So what better than the guitar solo, liberating ourselves from trying to all be the same, to not rock the boat, So at the end of the video, we are all free of our insecurities, of our differences, and we say, forget about it. This is who we are, and we love ourselves.
Yeah. Very cool. What's behind you? Is like a van or something? What is it?
It is an Airstream. My friends just purchased a few days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a home. It's a house on wheels.
Ok, quindi una casa su ruote che hanno appena comprato lui e un suo amico, quindi fresca. So that some friends are, sent some messages. Giovanni is saying, I thought it was like a religious interview, since I'm seeing the Magdalena and Jesus Christ talking about rock, and he's talking about you and me, and Bruno, Daf, and Monia. So we salute them all, and thanks for watching.
Ciao.
And of course, Domenico of the Italian Toto fan club, which is connected with us tonight as well. Just like your surname, Galli, this particular name, Levara, sounds Italian. Where does it come from?
Yes, it has a Latin touch. Where it comes from is we wanted to create a word that doesn't exist.
Okay.
And so we used letters of our last names and combined it into something that we thought had a good flow, a good vibe. And it doesn't really mean anything, but to me, it means like ascension of some sort, uplift, like levar, to lift.
Okay.
So that's what it means to me. Yeah, Levara.
Jules, are you a trio by choice, or did it simply go this way? If I'm correct, Sam Porcaro was part of the band. He was playing bass, but he left the group. So who plays the bass now? Who played the bass during, the recordings? And will this, as Levara, remain as a studio project, or you will go, live as well on stage, and you will start a tour as soon as it will be possible? And in this case, will you expand the lineup and have, hiring some session mans, or what will you do?
Great question. Yes, we were not a trio before, so like you said, it just happened this way. Sam Porcaro, who's an incredible person and a really great musician, played on every song of the record. He was part of the band. So what you hear on the music has the Porcaro touch, the magic touch, and who knows what the future will bring. We are going to go on tour for sure. Can't wait to go play in Italy and Europe. I think will be the first territory that we will try to conquer. We will have a bass player, a real bass player play. We're not going to put the bass on backing tracks or something like that. But it's still a little early to tell. We still have to get out of this pandemic, right? And then we will be able to rehearse for some dates, and we will see how that works. But we are definitely a live act.
Okay.
So, yes.
Is there any chance that Sam can be back in the band sooner or later? What do you think?
Possibly. That'll depend on him, on what he wants to do with his wonderful life. If he wants to go touring, in a van, and it is a certain kind of life. But I'm glad that we. Let me put it this way: we wouldn't be who we are if it wasn't for Sam Porcaro. Being a part of the band. Before we became Levara, we were a quartet, and he was with us, and we did a lot of work together to get to where we are now. So yeah, who knows what the future will bring.
What was the name of the band before Levara?
It was called ZFG.
Okay, ZFG.
Yeah, Z.
Okay. G. Okay.
Yeah. It was a different kind of. It was. Let's put it this way. It was like the embryo of Levara.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Toto? And if so, what do you recognize of the family's DNA in Trev's playing style, taste, and musicality?
Well, yeah, obviously, Toto is one of the greatest musical ensemble contemporary music. I grew up listening to many different things, and Toto, like the hits, like Rosanna, Africa, Hold the Line. I mean, Hold the Line is one of my favorite songs. Just, I don't know, it just hits me like just so good. It's just the perfect song. I think it's undeniable that DNA, musical DNA, has been, you know, passed on. I don't know if I can tell, exactly, like I can't analyze musically what transpired through or what didn't. I think it's just like the passion for it and the understanding of what it takes to make a great composition, you know. I everything is in there. It's hard to tell, you know. You would need a music critic to maybe like read this thoroughly. But yes, definitely the Toto. Again, like with Lukather and the Porcaro, and we even have Paich on a few songs, so it's undeniable that DNA is present in Levara.
You know, one thing that everybody says about Steve Lukather is that he's very quick and fast in the studio, that he comes up with, you know, unbelievable, extraordinary stuff very quick. Is Trev the same way, or is more like he thinks more about the things? But
I mean, it's going to be different and the same. It depends on the songs. It depends on, you know, in the studio, you will try things. We're not doing tape anymore, so you can try so many different things, and then you listen. So yes, no. We also have a producer mindset. I think when we come into arranging songs, here's the thing: we had 9 songs already written and demo recorded, so we knew what we were going to do on almost every song on the album, and then we wrote 4 more in the studio, and those, I think, which is Chameleon is one of them, and Heaven Knows, there was something a little more what's the word, like magic, like just on the spot, because that is all we had. So I think it depends on situations, really. But
maybe the pressure of the studio took the best out of you guys.
Yeah. There's the pressure, and then there's having done 9 songs. We knew how we were going. We knew what the sound was going to be for the next 4 songs to write. So it was actually maybe more loose, more free, maybe more confident. Like we were almost there, you know. And those songs really came together like it was like butter. It was easy. It just, we wrote the songs and we recorded them like on the spot, and we didn't think too much about what to do.
How do you compose? You know, being a trio, is it easier or more difficult, you know, to agree? Everybody agree on something. And the lyrics are a band's effort or your exclusive?
So we try to write as much as possible from a place of truth, first of all. Like every song, it's cool to write a love song, but it's so much better if you can tell something that transcends and that relates, like Chameleon. Some songs originate from a guitar riff, a guitar idea that Trev has. Some songs come from a conceptual, from a concept like Chameleon. I really thought Chameleon would be a great concept, a great song to write. Lyrically, it depends. Some songs, if I need some help, I love to bounce ideas. Even if I write the whole lyrics like Chameleon, I will check obviously with Trev and Josh and at the time Sam and see, okay, like, what do you think? Like, is this cool? Is this not cool? Does it make sense? And so on. Trev is always coming up with guitar compositions. It's even more than just guitar ideas. There's a composition. There is a vision of what the song with the music would be, and you know, he sends it to me, gives it to me, and I do what I do with it for lyrics and melodies, and then we put it all together as a band. We arrange it. So yeah, more or less, that's how it goes for the songs. Some songs, what we love to do, that is one of my writer's block. This is something for songwriters if they ever come up with, because lyrics I love, but also I wish we didn't have to do lyrics sometimes. I wish we could just do a melody, and just like someone who plays an instrument, they don't have to say words. It's just about the notes, you know, and all that. So sometimes I'd put a big piece of paper on the wall, have a bunch of markers with colors, and so we did one song like that called "On for the Night" that is still to be released, where Josh, Trev, and I were in our little rehearsal room, and we had the demo that was recorded, and so we just played on a loop, and we would just write with no holding back. Even if it sounds stupid, even if it's whatever, you know, there's something with the connection that you have with writing something. You add colors to it, you get to see it. Yeah. It really does something, I believe, and I love to do that, because at the end you have like a piece of art. You have a map of how the song was created. I did that for Ever Enough, for Automatic. There's something to it, and it's enjoyable, at least, instead of doing lyrics like, what am I gonna do? Or on your phone. The phone is very useful, but it's also it lacks like the magic.
Yeah. I totally get it. So you're planning an acoustic streaming for the launch of the new album, the debut album. Can you give us more anticipation about it? And also, we're closing the show with the Ever Enough video, a song which was written in a crucial moment of the sessions, with some tensions within the band, as far as I'm concerned. Is the track, you know, the reason behind the fight that you had, or it came out, you know, after, as a result, you know, of peace made, let's say? And what about the rain at the end of the video? So this is the last question.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure about an acoustic live stream that we're going to do. That's news to me, but maybe. And I think Ever Enough is a great song to do an acoustic version of. So we'll see we can do that in the midst of being apart from each other. Ever Enough was, we didn't write the song because of the tension, but it somehow reflected where we were at the time in our relationship. Trev had recorded his guitar on a voice memo on the phone, sent it to me, and I wrote the song on it, and then we had to have a talk that was not so good. And at the end of that talk, when we hugged it out, it was good. I was like, by the way, please play this song right now. Play it. Josh, get on your drums and let me sing to you what I got. And it was like, it was just, wow. Okay. I'm glad we got to remedy our issues, and because this is why we are making music together. This song is awesome. It just felt like a new life in a way.
Okay.
You know?
And the rain at the end is just to calm down the souls.
Yeah, possibly. At the time, we, like I said, we had the opportunity to do music videos that we didn't have a lot of time to plan. We didn't have a lot of budget to make it happen. We did 3 music videos in 10 days. So that is, yeah. So Chameleon, we did Ever Enough, and then the next one that'll come out, we did that in 10 days. So the rain thing was kind of more like, hey, it's gonna look cool, right? Like visually, like it. I mean, we're gonna look badass on the water, right? Like we have to, obviously. So that was really just a visual bonus. And but it really matches the song, so we wouldn't have done that if the song didn't match, and Jake and Olivia, the directors and producers of our music videos, always thought Ever Enough had a watery element to it. This, either the ocean or a rain room. We picked the rain room. We thought it'd be more original and easier to work with. So yeah, it was like not to make it religious, but you know, the rain, the water washes away all the dark stuff and whatever. So yeah.
That's a good image, the best one to end actually this interview. Thanks, Jules, for your time, for this great interview, and good luck for the Levara record, which is really amazing, such a gem. So big compliments to you guys, and keep it up.
Grazie. Ciao.
Grazie. Ciao. Ciao, Jules.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Bye bye.